Ahoy there, and welcome back to Build the Boys. We now have issue 106 of Hachette's Build the Titanic. In this one, we will be building and installing the nameplate to the stand. Now, this has been incredibly polarising for a lot of people who really don't like the nameplate. Well, okay. Okay. I've not seen it, so I don't know at this point. But I mean, if that's the easiest fix in the world, I mean, you can just get a nameplate from anywhere. So if you don't like this one, it's quite easy to just get one you do like. You know, that's don't freak out about it. It's so easy to replace a nameplate. I mean, it's like you can get anything engraved anywhere. You can paint it. This isn't a difficult fix. It really isn't. But if you do want to fix and you're looking for a modification group, we got one. So we got a Facebook modification group specifically for this model, and you can find it in the description down below. And you can see what people are doing with their nameplates over there. Some of them have sanded them, some of them have painted them, some of them have glossed them, some of them have changed it completely. You want to know how to do it? Head on over there. It's a good group. Join in, and you'll get all the answers that you seek. At the end of this one, we'll have our Titanic chat, and we'll be talking about Polar. Who or what was Polar? Well, you'll find out at the end of this one. But without further ado, let's get this one open, let's see what we get, and let's get this installed. Okay, so let's see what we get in 106. Not a lot, I don't think, but... Alright, so we have this here. This feels like the nameplate. Feels very thin. That's my first observation. Let's have a look. I don't want to come out of there. Come on. There we go. Right. So here's the nameplate. Let's have a look. I don't mind it. I'm alright with it. I would like to have seen this in a different colour. I think gold against gold is a bit of a weird choice, but okay. What else have we got? We have got double-sided tape. We have got, there you go, I'm keeping that in. We have got what will be the nameplate holder right here. So let's get this out. So this is the actual plate itself. There's that. I imagine this is screws. It's got to be. Bolts. Bloody great bolts. Okay, so let's get this done. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our tape and we're going to take the backing off of it and we're going to stick it to the plaque itself. Now this feels very Doll's Housey because I do this a lot on the Disney Doll's House. So I'm going to do it exactly as I do it on there. Right, so we're going to line this one up. There and there. Yeah, not so much. All as straight as possible. All right. No, not happy with that. We'll go until I'm happy. I'm happy. All right. Go. There we go. Happy. Next thing we're going to do is we are going to... See, mine's bent, man. That's not good. That'll calm down when we stick to it. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to stick this to the actual post itself by taking the backing off. Okay, so remove the backing from the plaque there. And then this is the way around it's going to go. So we want it this way. I'm hoping... it is a snug fit, that's good. So it fits inside the frame. There we have it. I'm alright with it, you know. I mean, a lot of people have been really hating on this thing. I was expecting to open it and it be, you know... I'll admit, I can see it better with my eyes than the camera's picking it up. But I do find it an odd choice that they put gold on gold, and I probably will end up changing the colour of this. Right, so that's that section done. Now I think it's just a case of screwing it to the board itself, which it is. So this is going to go onto here like so. That's weird. That's weird. It's at this point Scott realises he's got his battery box on the wrong way around. Yep. See, I make mistakes. Because if that goes there, you're never going to reach those buttons. Bloody hell, Scott. Right, so I'm taking that off and flipping it around. See, I make mistakes. Let's try that again. So this is the right way around. This will go into there. So got 3 holes there. I'm again, you can see on camera that I'm actually at peace with that sign. I think it's all right, but to each their own, man. If I see a prettier one, I'll get a prettier one. If not, I'm perfectly happy with this one. I mean, it's largely unnecessary. I don't think anyone could look at the Titanic and not know it's the Titanic, but it is what it is. So we're going to turn this one over and screw this one in. Okay, so these are the 3 holes we use at the moment. So put the middle one in first just to hold it. I mean, again, if a lot of people have had an issue with this sign. So if you do want to change it, over at the Facebook group, there's a world of modifications going on with this sign, all kinds of things from repainting it to having a completely new one made. But it is an incredibly easy fix. It's probably the easiest fix you're ever going to make. Just get a new sign. There we go. That's twice now I've done that. Let's get this one nice and tight. I don't want a wobbly plaque. In here as well. So that is that. No, that's wobbly. Wow, this really takes a lot of tightening. Or is it just ill-fitting? Let's have a look. Bloody hell. Alright. Christ, these go a lot deep into this thing. Right. This one as well. There we go. That's got it. All right, nice and yes. So that's it. So that is our stand kind of complete, unless they're going to give us something like a felt for the bottom. If they're not, I'm going to get one. I'm going to get a sticky felt for the bottom, so it just makes this not destroy any surface you put it on the bottom of. And again, I'm still not happy with this. I mean, again, you can just take that in there, but I'm just thinking, nice felt piece for the bottom. We might get that. I don't know. It would have struck me they would have given it us by now if we were going to, but I don't know. But that's it for the stand. As far as I'm aware, that is it for the stand. And now we are working back on the actual hull itself in the next one. Let's have a chat. So that's that one done. And as I said, a lot of people don't like that plaque. I understand. It is what it is. I'm all right with it. But again, if you want to change it, change it. It's a very easy fix. I mean, it's not like there's nothing complicated about that. You could easily modify your Titanic plaque, but I'm all right with it. Put it this way, I think if anyone is focusing on the plaque rather than the ship, something's gone horribly wrong. So that's the way I see it. That's all for the build instructions. So if you just stick around with the build instructions, thank you for stopping by. Please remember to like and subscribe. It helps the channel absolutely massively, and we really do appreciate your support. If you stick around for our Titanic talk, we're talking about Polar. Polar, the Titanic bear. Who's he? Well, this is Polar, the Titanic bear. Now, Polar was a teddy bear that belonged to the then 7-year-old Douglas Spedden, and he was bought at FAO Schwartz in New York. He's a stiff bear. and he was on board the Titanic. So what makes this particularly interesting is that his mother, Daisy Spedden, for Christmas 2013, wrote Douglas a book called Polar the Titanic Bear. And it's quite unique for its time because the book is written from the perspective of the bear. So he talks about his birth and his creation in Germany, in the Steiff factory. He narrates the story throughout, and then about his immigration to New York to FAO Schwartz, to when Douglas first buys him, and then his first 4 years spent with the Spedden family. And he talks about all the things that he's seen, because the Speddens were, they were wealthy. Daisy Spedden was an heiress. They did a lot of travelling. So Polar talks about seeing the Eiffel Tower and the Algiers and Rome and the Colosseum and all these things, until eventually they book passage aboard the Titanic. Then the bulk of the book is about Polar's experiences of escaping the Titanic on that harrowing night, which he did. So Polar was saved. Douglas held on to him. So Polar was evacuated from the Titanic along with Douglas. And it's a very lovely book that his mother wrote, and it's you can see the original. This is what it looked like. Now, there was no intention on publishing that. It was a book that was written as a gift to her son, to amuse him, so he also knew exactly what had happened. And I think it's an easier way for a child, particularly one that had been on there, to unpack what had happened. And it's told through the perspective of the bear, and it's a lovely book, it really is. So what happened to it? Well, nothing. It ended up in a trunk, in an attic, for a very long time, 90 years in fact, because sadly, and this is a horrible part of this story, Douglas Spedden died in a car accident 2 years later. So he died at 9 years old. It's horrible, right? So things were packed away. So this book that she'd written for him ended up in a trunk, and it ended up in a loft in the Spedden house for nearly 90 years, if you can believe that. And it wasn't until a nephew of the Speddens inherited a trunk, and he opened it and found the story of Polar the Titanic Bear, and had it published. So it was published in 1992. You can buy this book. It exists. 1994, sorry. It exists, so you can buy this book. This book is available on Amazon anywhere. It's a children's book. It's illustrated. It's lovely. It's really nice. But it's not just someone's sort of take on, oh, here's a bear that was on the Titanic. It's a true story. This bear was on the Titanic. He had gone all over Europe in the very early 1900s. And what a gorgeous thing. But that's, again, one of these strange stories that's come from the Titanic. And who knows what else is out there lurking in lofts and things like that. But they could be. No one knows where Polar is, as far as I'm aware, unless something else has been discovered since. Polar himself, I don't think anyone knows where he is. But we do have the book. But you can get it. I mean, you can get it on Amazon. It's a kid's book. So if you've got kids that are interested in Titanic, it's a nice book. It really genuinely is a nice book. Very unique, again, telling it from the perspective of the bear for the 1900s. That was very unique for that time. And what a lovely thing. Tinged by tragedy always, but it was a very sweet thing, and it was a very loving thing for a mother to do for her son. That's all for this one. We'll be back very soon with issue 107 of Hachette's Build the Titanic. Until then, the world can be anything at all. Just be nice. Please remember to like and subscribe, and we'll be back very, very soon. Until then, take care.